What's up traders, it's Brian Chidisero, also known as Brissy the World Base, and I'm here giving you guys the trade breakdowns of the three pairs I'm actually looking at to trade this week. And without saying much, let's go straight up to the chart. Now for the first pair I'm actually watching out to trade this week is NZD card. Now if you see NZD card has been a pair that I've been watching out to place for over 2 weeks. So now let my chart load up. Now let me show you guys what is actually happening on NZD card. Now on NZD card in the daily time frame, basically you could see that the trend was actually bullish, but it turned bearish right at this point here. You could see that at this point here, price was bullish at this point. After it caused this break of structure here, it then caused a break of structure downwards. Now let me show you what I'm talking about. You could see here the break of structure to the bullish trend, then break of structure to the bearish trend. So now this market is bearish, and now like bro, everything is actually confirming the sales on this chart. So literally I just know it to sell. Now that was one confirmation. The second confirmation is also price has gotten below the EMA. You could see price was above at this point, but now it's gotten below. Thirdly, it's also below the area of interest, which is this point right here. Is below this area of interest. Now fourthly, is also below the round psychological level, which is 0.80000, literally below the round psychological level. Now these four things are actually telling us that price is going to sell. So now with that, basically here all I just need is the lower time frame to be in my favor, because right now the weekly is in my favor, which has given a liquidity grab. The 4 hours is also in my favor, and now basically I'll be taking my entry from the 30 minutes time frame. I'm currently on a trade. If you watch my video on YouTube here last week, you notice that I talked about the pair I was actually trading, or if you're in my Telegram channel, you see when I talked about the pair. So now this is what I'll be looking at for on this pair here. Basically here I'll be watching out for a sell opportunity here. I'll be watching out for a sell opportunity somewhere around here. This is what I'll be watching out on, to take the sell somewhere from this point here. Probably if I get my entry confirmation and engulfing, or I wait for another market structure break and then I get my entry from this chart with my stop loss literally above this high, 30-40 pips. Let me get that clear. So let me put this on the 4 hours time frame. So on the 4 hours time frame, I'll get a bigger picture of what I'll use my stop loss placements, or how my stop loss placements will look like. Now on the 4 hours time frame, basically here I'll be watching out my stop loss to be above this zone, which will be literally 30 to 40, 35, let's say 35 pips SL here, and then my take profit to be down to this low. So this is trade that is going to set up to play this week. Now I'm currently on a trade now, and that trade I'm on currently is actually on NZD card, and that's going to be the second pair I'll show you tonight. Now on NZD card, what am I watching at basically? So on NZD card, you can see that if you're on my Telegram channel, you see where I posted the trade last week when I got my sell literally from this zone right here. That's where I got my sell on this chart. Now price is bearish, but now there's a resistance level at this point here. So once price eventually breaks this resistance level tomorrow, then we are literally good, man. We're good to set and forget, set and chill. You catch? So once price break this zone right here, then we are good, because if you observe, this is actually a solid zone that has been respected severally. You could see how many times the zone has been touched. So now we are looking for price to break the zone and go below to confirm our sales. So that's it for this pair, and I will not say more based on, because we're already on the pair, and I literally shared with you guys how I got into the setup. And anybody that is literally on my Telegram channel literally had access to all this space. Now that's the second pair I'm actually on. Now the third pair is Euro Canada, and Euro Canada, you could see Euro Canada, NZD card and AUD card, they are literally the same. And on Euro Canada, basically what I'm expecting a retest to this zone right here that price is actually on, to take the sell from that point. So let the chart load up in a minute, and then I show you guys what I'm talking about. So yeah, I'm literally expecting charts to retest to this zone here, and then I take the sell from the 4 hours time frame. But now you can see that I also need the market structure to be in my favor on the lower time frame, and then I take the sell from this point. That's gonna be my third pair. And now my fourth pair for the week is Euro CHF. And now Euro CHF is uniquely beautiful, and that's why I love the pair, because literally I've never traded Euro CHF before, because Euro CHF. You catch. I've never traded Euro CHF before, but I'm seeing a solid movement on this chart that I know that everybody has to be interested in. You catch. So now this is it. You can see this market structure here. So it's Christmas here. It's Christmas, and my boys are just blowing some shit things outside. You catch. So yeah. So you can see this zone right here. That this zone is actually a solid zone that has been respected severally. So this is what market is working with. So market is literally gonna retest this zone like it just did with this week now, and then take the buy. If you observe, the weekly is also in my favor. Now let me go to the weekly time frame. The weekly time frame is also in my favor too. The weekly time frame is looking really solid. The weekly time frame is looking really solid. Like as you can check out on this weekly, you can see that price was bearish at this point, but it's got a break of structure. It's now retesting. Like bro, you cannot make this shit up. Like it cannot be more legit than this, bro. Like we've gotten the break of structure, the retest, and the retest just happened this week, and now we're expecting the buys to come in to take price to this next structural point. Now for me to be interested in this pair, I'll just go straight off to the 30 minutes time frame to show you basically what I'll be watching out on. So now on the 30 minutes time frame, what I'll be watching out on is, you will see that the 30 minutes is also in our favor, because basically we got all time frames in our favor. The 4 hours is in our favor, the daily is in our favor, and then 1 hour is also in our favor, and 30 minutes is in our favor too. So now you can see here we got, let me show you guys what the 30 minutes trend looks like. So now on the 30 minutes trend, we got a bearish movement here, pull back, a bearish movement, break of structure. So price turned bullish at this point, retest, break of structure, price is also bullish at this point, pull back, then we got a break of structure at this point. So this is literally the lower low, and this is the lower high up here, rather higher high up here. You catch. So those are that's what we are looking at on this chart. So yeah, basically all I'm watching out on is for a retest to this zone right here, and then we'll look for ourselves on this chart. So once I get my retest to this zone, I look for myself, just stop loss literally below this structure or the daily structure, because this is below the daily structure. Now let me show you what the daily view look like and why I set my stop loss 10 pips below the structure. So you can see what the daily view looks like on the chart here. You can see this is the daily view, and here on the daily time frame, you can see that this is here is the lower low. This here is the lower low. This point right here, this is the lower low at this point here. This is the lower low point here. So basically what I just need my stop loss to do is to cover this lower low point, which is literally about 20 pips. So if my stop loss can be 25 to 30 pips, then I'm lit. You catch. So with 25 pips, I'm already lit on this. So probably 25 pips here to get, like, this is about 1 to 3 to 1 to 4 risk to reward ratio on this pair. Now moving on to our next pair that I'm gonna be watching out to trade this week is actually NZD card. Now if I am already on a pair, so I won't take 2 trades at a time. But if NZD card gives me a quality movement, then I can take another trade. But if NZD card is still at break even or around, beating around the bush, I ain't gonna take another trade, because we're trying to scale up. You catch. But on a normal day, I'm meant to take trade, but based on the fact that we're trying to scale up, so that's why I won't. You catch. So now you can see this pair is not too solid here. It's not too solid. That's why I just kept it here to watch. But regardless, price, let me just give you guys an overall view. I'm not gonna analyze pair because I'm not looking at it trade it, but let me give you guys an overall view. So yeah, you can see that price was bullish at this point. Price, whenever price is below this zone, is selling. Whenever price is above this zone, is buying. Now if you observe, let me use this. If you observe, whenever price above is below, selling, below, sell, below, sell, break, above, buy, below, above, you catch. So now at this point now, it has break below and is retesting, so there are probabilities that it's gonna sell down here, and that's what I'll be watching out to do next week. And then over to my next pair is AUD CHF. So now 2 more pairs, AUD CHF and Euro AUD. So after analyzing these 2 pairs, I'm gonna tell you guys what I'm actually watching out to do for the week. Now on AUDCHF is quite simple and like bro, it's clear, you catch. So basically yeah, on AUDCHF we got this rejection severally. So there are probabilities and tendency that price can actually reject here to buy. That's scenario one. Scenario two, it also breaks below and rejects to sell. So personally yeah, I even want it to break below, retest and sell because this AUD you catch, because it's AUD, that's all I'm gonna say here. So yeah, if we go to the 4 hours time frame, let me show you what the 4 hours time frame. 4 hours time frame is actually looking clean here. So let me show you guys what the 4 hours time frame looks like. Now in the 4 hours time frame, basically here, I'm watching out on this setup right here. Two things I'm watching out on based on the fact that this price is actually bearish at this point here. So I will just be open-minded with the chart because there are still tendency that price wants to do this. There are tendency that price wants to break below here, retest and sell. That's for scenario one. Scenario two, price also come and break above to buy. You understand? So those are the two scenarios I'm actually watching out to do on this chart, you catch. So that's this for this pair. And the next pair, which is literally the last pair I'm actually watching out, is AUD, Euro, AUD. Now the question is, what am I looking at on Euro AUD? And it's quite simple here. I'm looking at two things because price literally, let me show you guys what the daily view look like. So after you see the daily view, then you know what I'm talking about on this pair. And I feel this pair is gonna click, but like I said, I'm already on the pair, you catch, bro. You can see this pair is literally like the opposite of this if you observe. Why? So yeah, so now what we see now, what we check now on this chart, you can see that this zone is actually a solid zone that has been respected severally on the chart. You can see that whenever price is above this zone, is buying. You can see here price retests this zone 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and say chart is correct, boys. So yeah, so this is the 8th touch on the zone. Fun facts is like literally 98% of people view my channel, your boys, because someone has to do it, you catch. So but it's all cool, you catch. So leave a subscribe on this channel because so I'll keep on sharing my trade with you guys. If you watch the video to this point, that means you definitely got value from this YouTube channel. Now click the subscribe button to show me love on the channel so I can literally keep on going, and be motivated also, and drop a like, a comment on the video also, you catch. So now I'm also on a challenge to make $200 last trading week, where I ended up in $20 in profit based on the trade is still running. I had to close for the week, you catch. The trade is still running, but I closed the trade because it's weekend, you catch. So that's it. But at the end of the week, I'm gonna share with you guys on this channel. So if I end up hitting the goal, making $200 on the trade when I close it, and secondly too, I'll also be looking out to take this trade I share with you guys to take this week. So guys, if you got value from this trade, click the subscribe button and join my YouTube channel and my Telegram channel. We assure this trade to everyone completely for free. Peace and love to you all.